Hello everybody. So today I'll show you how to use the color dust Photoshop action. And before we get started, let's view a few examples. So to use this action, you need to open your main subject image, and this action works best with models or figure kind of images. But you can also use this one on still images and portraits also. So what you need to do is you need to open your image and mark the main subject area like this, and then run the action. So this will give you something like this. Here is another example. So the action by default creates two different color type of background. One is white and another is black, and it also creates something like it keeps the original background intact also. So you can use any of these options. Here are some other examples, and what you can do is you can customize the color of the color dust. They are just color fill layers, and you can change it to any color that you want. And we'll get into details when we'll be running the action. You can also use the provided brushes and add your own custom dust pattern on your image. Okay, so let's get started. Let's drag our image. I'll be using this one. And before we get started, we need to take care of a few things, and that is you need to go to image mode and make sure RGB color and 8 bits per channel is selected. Also click this flyout menu and select panel options. Make sure add copy to copied layers and groups and use default masks on fill layers are selected. And then you need to make sure your image is a background lock layer. If it's not, like it can happen times when you are doing some operations like this cropping or anything else, and it's not a locked background layer, it's something like this layer 0. So you need to turn it to a background lock layer, otherwise the action will not work properly. To do that, it's simple. Go to layer, new, background from layer. So here you have it as a background locked layer. And next we need to import our files, and to do that go to file, open, and here are the action and the brush file. So there are two types of brushes depending on your Photoshop version. One is for CS5 and below, another one is CS6 and above, and you need to choose only the one that suits according to your Photoshop version. So I'm using 2018, so I'll select this one, and also I need to select the color dust Photoshop action file and click open. So now you can see that they are loaded into Photoshop. You can verify like this. Open your actions panel. To do that, go to window, actions, and here's the color dust Photoshop action. And also to verify that your brush has loaded properly, select this brush tool and expand it over here, and you will see that the color dust brushes are loaded over here. And now the next part, so that is to mark our main subject area. To do that, you need to create a new layer by clicking this new layer icon, and you need to rename it to subject. And it's very important, rename it as subject and in lowercase, otherwise it will not work properly. Okay, now you can try any of methods that suits best to you to mark your subject area. I'll be just using a quick selection tool to select this subject. You can use pen tool or simple paint over the subject. Use magic wand, anything that you feel good. So that's up to you, but it's best that you make a clean selection around your subject so that you'll get a proper end result. Well, so when you're satisfied with the selection, you need to fill this with any color that you like. So just make sure you're filling it in the subject layer and not on top of this background layer. Select any color and fill it anyhow you like. You can just fill it with Alt and Backspace, but I'll just fill it like this. So let's deselect the selection and I'll quickly touch up a few areas which got left behind. Okay, with that done, we are good to run the action. But just before that, I want to give a quick tip, and that is regarding the image size. So the best results you'll get with larger size images. So make sure your image is at least 2500 pixels along the shorter axis, whichever it is, height or width. In this case, it's width. And but the more a larger image is, the better results you'll get. So if your image is small and if you enlarge it and it becomes blurry, so don't worry, you can just enlarge it and run the action and resize it down to your original size. So with this done, we're good to run the action. So to run it, just open your action this set and select the color dust action and hit play. So it'll take some time and we'll get back when the action is finished rendering. Okay, so the action has finished rendering and here is the final confirmation message. So the color dust Photoshop action has successfully finished rendering. Now you can customize individual dust colors as you like. All dust color elements are contained into blue color groups. These two. Just double click on the color list to change them. You can also chain multiple color fill layers and you can use the include brush to add more detail. So we'll get over all those points and I'll just collapse this one and expand this image just to show you the level of detail this effect creates. Okay, now let's see what elements we have over here. The first one is the background elements. So here we have the three different background. This is the default white background, and you can toggle on this visibility of this black background. So this is the black one, and here we also have the original background of our original image background. So inside this we have the default black dust for the white one and white dust for the black one. So you can change the color background color, but if you like, but yeah, I'd like to keep it as it is. So now let's go over the dust elements. So first is the background dust elements, and over here the different dust patterns. So as you can see, you can hide and show any dust that you like or you want to hide. So this is the background dust and it has two color overlay, the blue and the green one, so it creates kind of nested color and you can double click on any color layer to change them like this. Same goes for all these color layers over here. Just double click it to change the color. And now what you can do is you can paint on these layer masks to hide parts of the dusts that you don't want. So you can select any brush from the given set of brushes in the color dust folder. I'll select this one. And since I'm painting on the layer mask, I need to paint it black if I want to hide it. So this is this color burst. And if I paint with black, you see that it's hiding. So I'll quickly undo this. And you can also paint on the color fill mask to hide parts of them. And another thing that you can do is you can change colors. So what you can do is you can create a solid color fill like this. Take any color and then right click and select create clipping mask. So what this will do is it will attach itself to this underlying main color dust particles. And now what you can do is on this layer mask, you can try uh, painting with the brushes and with color black. So what this is doing is this is partially showing this green color on top, and at the bottom it's showing this pink color. So with this you can chain colors and you can create your own cool custom look. So this is the chaining color, and another thing that you can do is you can just use the brushes. If you don't like the dust that is created by default, you can simply use the brushes and add your own color. And how can you do that? You just inside this folder, you can just create a new layer and select any brush that is given over here, and just press once or any times you like, so it will create the dust, but it's black. So how do we change the color? You create a solid color fill again, as I showed you just a few moments back. Right click and create clipping mask on top of that. So as you can see, so you have created a cool custom dust of your own, which has its own color changing layer. So with this you can change the whole image and add your own customized look to it. So this is for the background dust elements, and also what you can do is you have this layer mask for this whole group itself, so you can select this, and with black you can paint on it to hide the entire background dust particles as a as in whole. So now next is our background adjustments, and what this has is different adjustment layers like this: levels, curves, gradient map, and hue saturation. Next is our main image elements. So this forms the core image, and we have two elements, image elements 1 and image elements 2. So image element 2 acts as a tonal property of the main image. So here we have these two layers, img1 and img2. So if you think that the color dust appears on some inappropriate areas of the image and it's hiding some its essential details like face and other parts, so what you can do is you can paint on this mask with white to reveal the main image. So select the layer mask and select any dust brushes and make sure you are selecting color white and start painting on the layer mask. You'll see that it's revealing parts of the main image. So you need to also do the same for this IMG2 layer mask. Paint on it and you'll see that it's revealing parts of the main image. So you can do this post processing after the action has finished rendering, and every image elements has separate adjustment layers like this, so you can change the values to affect the overall image tones. Well, now let's move to the overlay dust elements, and these are the dust particles that stay on top of the image, and their editing capabilities are same as the background dust elements. So you can simply double click on this color fill layers and simply change the color like this, and also you can paint on the layer mask to hide parts of this uh, overlay dust that you don't like. Also, you can chain colors as I showed you earlier for the background elements, and also you can create your own overlay dust and add your own color as I showed you just a few moments back. Like this, you create a new layer, you dab some color brush, and you create your own color and right click and select it as a clipping mask. So like this you can, and also what you can do is you can select this main dust particle layer and take your move tool, you can move it around, and also you can select this marquee and press free transform. You can also do it by control T or command T, and you can free transform to your own uh, to match your own customization. Next we have 10 predefined color effects, so you just need to show them by toggling this visibility icon on and off, so they will apply an overall color effect on the image. And Next we have our overall adjustments. So here are the tonal adjustment layers, and once you change them, they will affect the overall image as a whole. So here that was the level and the curves, and this one is the gradient fill. You can change it to any other gradient, and also what you can do is you can play around with this uh, blending modes. Next we have our gradient map, and next we have our hue saturation. So this whole effect is contained in a folder, so you can simply delete this folder and again run this color dust action. So what this will give is it'll try create another effect which is different from the previous one. So these elements are generated at random, and every time you run you will get a different image. So I hope you like this effect, and that's all for now. See you soon.